right, welcome back, everyone. More Cube for everybody's pleasure, to be honest. While we wait for Modern Horizons 3 to shake up every format we know and love. Nice opening pack here. No super obvious pick, but it will be between the two red cards. So Sneak Attack is more of a build-around card where Vragavan is going to be good in any deck with red mana. When they work respectively, they're very awesome and impact the result of the game a lot. Like just having like the ability to cast Ragavan turn 1 and snowball the game, I think will get that over the hump for me. And whether I go aggressive or more mid-rangey from here, time will tell. Passing Sneak Attack, the Wrist, Bitter Triumph, Dark Ritual, so like some good black cards down the line. Sometimes Sneak Attack is a red-black card, as you may have seen in my last video, where I was a dirty boy with a red-black strategy. Okay, next pack is a cool one here, because now we have another, I would say, kind of tough choice here, because Oko is better than Pest Infestation, but it's harder to cast. So it's definitely between those two cards. Let's say there was something like, what's a good example here? Something like Gut or Fable. I would easily try and stay on color, but I think I'm supposed to branch out here. So the cool thing is Ragavan makes treasures, which are artifacts. Oko makes food tokens, which are also artifacts, so maybe there's some kind of artifact synergies hidden there. I don't think that should be the tiebreaker here, though. I feel like I just take Pest Infestation. I think that card is just strong early, strong late, and easier to cast. This could be wrong. I'm definitely prepared to be wrong here. Wow. First pick a red card, second pick a green card, get past Minsk and Boo. Okay, okay. When life gives you lemons, I go and make lemonade. That's for sure. So I'm taking Minsk and Boo, obviously, here over the One Ring. Let's say I only had, like, Ragavan and a colorless card. I would still take Minsk and Boo. Let's say I had no red-green cards at all. Then maybe I would take the One Ring, but, I mean, come on now. This is, like, absolute best third pick I could ask for. Very, very awesome. Super happy about that. And now it looks like we're back to Earth again. So this is an interesting point in the draft where usually I would say something along the lines of, let's take the best card and see what happens, but these three cards are so good that I want to stay red-green at all costs, basically. So with that said, I am picking Elvish Spirit Guide here to power out Minsk and Boo ahead of schedule, hopefully some more stuff. Fourth picking Elvish Spirit Guide is not something I hope to ever do again. The alternative would be something like Mishra's Bauble, Triumph, or Future Splashes, but I'm gonna take the Spirit Guide and feel a bit mixed about it, I would say. So this is another very mediocre pack. I would guess the best card in this pack is something like Chrome Host Seed Shark, maybe? Or maybe the Triumph, which is what I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take the Triumph here. It's a tapped red-green source, and it helps if I'm blue. Look, so let's say I end up playing blue-red, and I'm splashing these two guys, right? Then the lane is also gonna help. Also, I don't have to be blue. It's just a good option to have. Speaking about bolstering my mana, I'm going to take the Oliphant here. So right now, that will be a... You pay 1 mana to go get a tap lane, which is not ideal, but we're hoping to get, like, I guess, Stomping Ground, stuff like that before the dust settles. And if not, the card is okay as well. What am I taking it over? Best card in this pack is something like Council's Judgment or Tundra, but I'm not really going that direction. This pack is quite cool, actually. I mean, probably there are 5 cards here I would play in my deck and not be unhappy. Copter, colorless evasion, filters cards, this and that, very good card. Magda, just good 2-drop that kind of gets out of hand, kind of like a discount Ragavan. Legolas's Reflexes, like decent card in a big deck with big fatties. Then I have Death Greeter's Champion, which I think I'm gonna take. That card hits extremely hard and can just do some shenanigans later on. And by itself, in 3 mana, it's just a 6 power creature. So pretty good card. I'm taking it over the Oddity and over the Copter. Decent pickup all in all. Speaking of decent pickups, here's a Bone Crusher Giant, which is a card that I'm happy to pick up 8th pick and slot into my deck. Had I been Reanimator or Blue Control, I would have said the same things about Life, Death, and Stern Scolding. Same with Virtue Royalty. And Wield, pick your poison. It's insane to me that this Bitter Triumph Wield. The thing is, if Mono Red is open, and I play Mono Red Splash Boo, maybe I should actually do that and take the Soul Scar here. I actually think that's a great call. And here, I actually missed the Taiga the first go around. Wow, what a crazy pickup. I sometimes miss these, like, the old art when they're combined with new cards for some reason. This pack doesn't have anything. I guess I take the Burgie in case I really need a playable in the end. This pack is terrible. I can take the Triome and speculate for splashes. Here, I guess, if I end up straight up red-green and I get Craterhoof, this card is playable. Okay, so I'm pretty happy about the first pack. Ragavan, Minskin Boo, Pest Infestation, Great Fixing, Oliphant, Taiga, Triome even. Let's see if we can actually get this mono red with the 2 Haymaker splashes to work. That would be quite awesome. Maybe it was a mistake that I saw the Soulscar Mage as a sign, but let's see about that. Oh, okay. Here's Gaia's Cradle. So I've had a mono red splash green before where Gaia's Cradle was awesome. I think I'm taking Gaia's Cradle here. That's like the most unique effect. 3-drop red card. I mean, I like that card for sure. Rival Master is fine, but Reanimate's the best card in the pack. Jace the Mind Sculptor was the best card in the pack 7 years ago, maybe. Still a fine card, obviously. Okay, I'll take Cradle here. I'll still have the same goal in mind when it comes to playing hopefully base red with splashes. But let's see. I mean, if I have like a weak pack with a great green card, I'm right back, right? Or if I get something like Birds, Ignoble Hierarch, those are like the main cards that I would want to go red green. So Lumberjack is awesome if I go actual red green. If I go mostly mono red, I'm picking something like Runaway, but that must be wrong. Yeah, I feel like I'm supposed to take Lumberjack here, even though that card should wheel. Maybe I take something like Jite and trying to wheel the Jack. That logic is, I mean, I should wheel that card. So which card do I want in my deck alongside that card? Maybe it's just good old Tarmogoyf. Firstly, Bill is decent. Tracker is decent. Okay, I'll try and check the Tracker here and see if that's a good call or not. So here it's Plunderer versus Arbor Elf. I feel like my decision should happen soon. So if I play red-green, I don't play Soulscar Mage, but I have like more, what would you call that? Like durability or more depth in my cards. So I take Arbor Elf, it's especially good with Taiga. No, this should be okay. The thing about, wow, Ignoble Hierarch, perfect card for this situation. Would have been very sad if I took like worse red card instead of Arbor Elf, worse red card instead of Tracker, and then found this. And I even take it in a pack where, I mean, the second best card for me is Elvish Spirit Guide. So Ignoble, very, very strong in red-green beats. Not only is it double on-color Ramper, it's also the Exalted ability will help plow through damage. It's good with Double Strike. It's good with Trample. All of that jazz. Very, very happy with that pickup. So our cards right now are very cohesive, I would say. They all want the same plan, basically. They want to accelerate out good stuff and reduce the opponent's life total. I'm curious if I can wheel the Rabble Master I decided to not pick first pick, but yeah, let's see. I like this direction. So now we just need a little bit of luck, like, you know, get some good card quality. Like Fiery Confluence. I really like that card. It finishes games, it destroys artifact decks. Can even sweep some weenie matchups. I'm taking it over something like, I don't know, Nissa Othari. Like, very good confluence here. Yeah, it looks like I'm definitely in the right deck. So, once again, as I've talked about before, sometimes you have to read the draft. Sometimes, like, I take Ragavan, I get past, what did I get past? Yeah, the Pest Infestation Minskin Boo, like, that was just unreasonable. So here I think Chariot is one of the better 4-drop finishers, even though they kind of come in abundance, but it's a really good card, so I don't mind picking up Zika's Chariot here. And then we have this pack. Like, Questing Beast, I could say a lot of the same things about. If I take that card, I'm basically not looking for any more 4 drops. Maybe like 1/5 or 1 or 2/5s would be awesome. So it's Questing Beast or something like Soul Guide Lantern for the sideboard. Um, I think this could be a case where I'm supposed to take something like Arc Trail, it's insane against aggro, or Soul Guide, it's insane against Reanimator. Yeah, I'm actually going to take Soul Guide here. Could be a bit arrogant, but I think my color combo is open, so I think I can do it. That was my famous last words. I really think this Garruk is beyond mediocre, so I'm actually going to speculate on Plateau instead. And this is the last pack I see before I see my wheel. I mean, Tumblewag, it's not embarrassing. Commercial District could be what I was supposed to take here. Okay, maybe I do that. Maybe I bolster my mana a little bit. And we wield the Lumberjack. Yes, we can wield the Lumberjack. We, however, have to pass an Umusawa's Jitse for our trouble. Here's the Plunderer, which I will play, but not be happy about. Here's the White Splash. Here's a decent 5-drop. Okay. So we correctly read that our color combination was open, so we could wield Lumberjack. We did the same so we could bolster our mana instead of taking something like Questing Beast. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if for now it looks like those were spot on analysis. I always think it's interesting to kind of try and read the draft and how can we make the most of it. Because while our first decisions were easy, those decisions in pack 2 are not necessarily easy, I would say. This is another easy one. So I have Crater Hoof, and here's a natural order, but I mean, Black Lotus is a Black Lotus. I'm going to put Crater Hoof here because I want to remember it if the natural order wheels. But this pack is not really strong. Like, I would need... So Hexdrinker will be gone for sure. Absent will be gone. I mean, this is not a very strong pack, so maybe somebody else is interested in the natural order. Wow. Great pack for not me, but a lot of other players, I would imagine. We have Premier Reanimation, Premier Sneaky Reanimation style. We have Flash combo. I think I'm supposed to take Wasteland here. Wasteland is good. The white I don't need, and I already have 2 lands plus a fetch. I mean, I don't want to speculate more on white. So Wasteland is generally playable in all decks, but it is a lot better if you expect to have the main advantage over the opponent, so that's definitely what I expect here. Okay, so here I'm going to take Broadside Bombardier. That card is amazing. Really, really strong at forcing through damage. Elf and 2-mana Accelerant are very replaceable compared to this card. Wow. Yeah, this deck has high card quality. I would love something like Birds. I would love something like Noble Hierarch. I wouldn't mind playing Llanowar Elves. If I can wield a natural order, I also have my, like, let's say the game comes to a stall, then I have a really, really sick ace up my sleeve. So, yeah, lots of potential going on here. What can we say about this pack? It is incredibly mediocre. So, Flametongue Kavu, a decent 4-drop. It controls the board. What can I say about the Salvagers? I'm trying to see how many tokens am I making in this deck. Pest Infestation, Minskin Boo, I guess. Yeah, that's extremely mediocre. Maybe that's just Firebolt. Yeah, maybe I'll just take Firebolt here. Firebolt is like, it's decent. Here's a Lelia and a 5-color ramper, as I call them. Lelia is very strong, but maybe ramping into, let's see, Spirit Guide, Lotus, Arbor Elf, Ignoble. Yeah, I could use some ramp here, to be honest. I'm going to take the Caryatid here over Lelia, which is not something I love to do, I'm not going to lie. Nice Tinker, but not for us. Maybe this is Raging Ravine. Before you know it, that card can get in for damage. There's also Delayed Blast Fireball. Pretty decent card. There's also Once Upon a Time. Maybe I just take Once Upon a Time. Just having that card makes it so that I have turn 1 Ragavan more often, turn 1 Lumberjack more often, and those cards can lead to game wins, so maybe that's actually a decent pickup. So here's another 4, solid 4, I would say. Or here's a Mind Collapse, which is good at clearing the board, clear the way for something like Champion, Bombardier, etc. Maybe that card is okay. Take it over Chandra. There's also Generous End. So here it's Scavenging Ooze versus Avacyn's Pilgrim. I think I just take Pilgrim here. I mean, just ramping from 1 to 3 and going play a 4-drop turn 3 seems very bread and butter-ish with this deck, so take that over the Ooze. I did not wield the Natural Order, so the trees don't grow into the sky, as we say around here. Yeah, I can take Pyrokinesis. These cards go to the board. So funnily enough, these cards don't do a lot. There's something like Epicure that's good with only Bombardier, basically. So I don't think I can take that card. Maybe I'm supposed to take Prism here. Sure. I take Pentat Prism. I wheel a Paradise Druid. I think that's okay without being impressive. And now I think it's time to take Flame Tongue, because I've gotten Caryatid, Paradise Druid, Avacyn's Pilgrim in the meantime, so actually having some good 4s and 5s will go a long way here. So what's the status? I have 6 lands, a Lotus. I have 9 slots to fill. Yeah, I mean, I think I have a deck right here. Things didn't end as well as they started, though. But this deck can do damage, and you have some busted draws with Lumberjack or Lotus. You have some solid draws with a bunch of the other stuff. I like playing red green monsters. I wonder if this is a good Cradle deck. Probably a serviceable Cradle deck. I don't want to play crap like Soul Scar Mage just to hopefully make Cradle better. Okay, I got a free land there. That's cool. So, highlights here. Minsk and Boo, Bombardiers, Ragavan. That's not bad. That's not bad. I think I'll cut Pentat Prism, then I'll add 9. That'll put me to 15 lands with a Cycler and a Lotus and some ramp. I think that's how you're supposed to play. So I want to make sure I have enough starting green mana, but also need starting red, actually. So let's see if we can balance it out fairly even. Let's count the red first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go to 10. I mean, I would be very happy with that. What about green? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. So maybe I do like this. I think this looks good. All right. Red-green monsters. Let's see if we can reduce our opponent's life total to 0 before they know it. Okay, time for round 1. This hand is pretty cool. I hopefully get to show that Once Upon a Time can go fetch me a mana dork, and then it's turn 2 Minsk and Boo. Like, that would be huge, thanks to the Spirit Guide. This is actually beautiful artwork. I never studied that before. Wow, it's really awesome. Ooh, the opponent's also in the market for mana acceleration here. Oh, imprinting blue. Is this holding up Spell Pierce? That would be quite awesome. Wow, Lumberjack. Okay, so let's see if the opponent bites here. They don't. I can go and take. Bone Crusher here, which is decent removal. Lumberjack. Maybe. Lumberjack looks like a must kill here to me. In T. Let's see if the opponent discards for a Swift Spear here. So how much mana do I have next turn? Yeah, I have 6 mana. Yeah, this is so awesome. Because I can, for that 6 mana, I can go Bone Crusher the Inti. Play Minsk and Boo, make it 4/4. Pretty darn strong. The opponent misses land here, so only one of the 2 forces and a blue card will stop me from having a glorious turn. I actually think I would have sacrificed the Taiga because of future Wasteland. So I can go like this, sacrifice. So I go Minsk and Boo. Yes. And then I kill the Inti. Come on now. Come on now. What a turn. So I guess I just pass here. But first, let me grab a screenshot. Yeah. I can pass here. I feel like I'm losing. I'm not losing if I'm keeping this Minsk and Boo around. The opponent now has 3 mana, so this is their time. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm not gonna make a hamster. I am gonna grow my current hamster. Nice chariot. So I think I'm just gonna play this slow, like play carry at it. Ah, this is so stupid because I could just sacrifice my forest, play Bombardier. But I don't think that's the way to play. Let's attack for 7. This draw was absurd. Lumberjack is like Black Lotus light. So it's not like it's an explosion of +3 mana in the following turn. And because of Spirit God, I had 6 mana turn 2. Come on. It's simply unreasonable. So the opponent showed some fast creatures, which makes me happy about the Pyrokinesis. Pyrokinesis is like a card I'll have to, pay attention whether it's good or not. And for sideboarding, I have Soul Guide Lantern. I guess the quick reflexes can be good sometimes. Maybe here, who knows? So let's see. It could be like cool removal / protection. Maybe a card like the Plunderer isn't that great. But then again, we have decided to put Cradle in our deck. I'll try and resubmit here. See if we can have another Lumberjack or Lotus draw. Okay, so this hand is not like insane or anything, but it has a Lotus, has a lot of potential here. Also, the combo of Arbor Elf and Raging Ravine, very potent combo. The opponent's on a mulligan to 6. Maybe they're looking for an answer for Orchid's Lumberjack. No, I actually think that card is insane. Let's see. From Lavamancer, great card. Okay. So there's the first card in the yard. The opponent knows about my draw, which was Nissa. So if I draw land, Nissa could be the play. You draw land, but if I get countered, I'm in I'm in trouble. I feel like I have a little bit of time here. So I want to go Bone Crusher the Lavamancer. And play from here. If my opponent counters, I don't care. Let's see. Yeah, now I look like a genius because I didn't play into that card. Is the opponent missing land drops again? That's super unfortunate. Yeah, the opponent missed land drop again. That's terrible. So what I can do now is I can go Nissa, untap maybe the mountain, and play Ragavan. Is that good? Tough to say. Also, I have 0 forests in play, which is kind of funny. Let's see. I play Nissa. Maybe I'm supposed to play Pilgrim this turn. And then I have to untap green. If my opponent spends time killing the Pilgrim, I'm attacking for a bunch and developing more small crappers. Okay, the opponent finds the 3rd land here, and they showed True Name the other game, so... Okay. Chain Lighting here, very strong, and then the opponent can kill the Pilgrim. All of a sudden, we have a game here. All of a sudden, we have a game, and the opponent can do something with 2 mana. They pass the turn, I draw Taiga, which is not fair. So let's see. Green, untap. Dash Ragavan, play Arbor Elf. Probably correct. I feel like the opponent's holding up a counter here. Yeah, let's try and attack. I'm actually going to stay back with the Pilgrim here, mainly because I can hit some stuff off Ragavan that would be awesome. And I actually have 3 mana. Let's see how much mana. 4 mana available now, so I could get lucky. Okay, so tap. Play that guy. Memory lapse it back to my opponent's deck. I mean, you got it, buddy. Ragavan goes back to hand. I think the opponent needs a more impactful draw than that card. Yeah, I mean, come on. One insane Lumberjack draw, and then one pseudo-insane Lotus draw, but it worked out because I was a champ and drew the Taiga. Wow, crazy deck. Crazy display, at least. Let's see if we can keep it up. Okay, round 2. I have a keep here. I'm on the draw with the red-green monsters. Let's see how I decide to play with the Spirit Guide. If I go Spirit Guide Forest, Caryatid, yeah, that should be nice. Because, yeah. Let's play Caryatid. Like, it's not insane or anything, but it's better than waiting. I don't know if the opponent accidentally passed the turn to me there or not. So what can I do here? I drew the Lumberjack, which is an accident waiting to happen. So if I go, I think this is the right play. So I go Lumberjack, Cradle, Tracker. Yeah, the opponent could be Reanimator and looking to use the cleanup step as discard, but I feel like it was just a misclick. Wow, nice Fury. Okay. Very nice Fury here. Getting rid of Lumberjack and Tracker. I was about to say, from the opponent's point of view, both of those could represent a ton of damage. Oof, that was sick. So now I can go Plunderer, pass. And then I kind of start a somewhat embarrassing clock. Also, the treasure thing, I don't really need mana, but giving my opponent mana is nice. Ooh, Snuff Out. There can be multiple reasons why waiting with that Snuff Out is good, in my opinion. But yeah, the opponent got rid of it. There's a Ragavan. Okay. So I guess I try and hit something spicy off the Ragavan here. Okay. Mr. Fury Bowmaster Snuff-Out can be tough to beat. The good news is I have this Fiery Confluence, which can clear the opponent's board. Yeah, now things get a bit tricky because now I'll have to kill off my own Caryatid if I want to kill that. I want to kill that card. Oh. Okay. I only have 4 mana. Now I have 5. If I kill off everything, I'm down to 3. Let's see. I feel like I'm supposed to let my opponent play an additional creature and really get full value out of the Fiery Confluence. And there's the punishment. Well, this is a beating. This is a big beating, if I ever saw one. So I need to draw like some of my top end stuff now. That is not one of my top end cards. It is something that kills Bowmaster, though, for what that's worth. And now I'm just one monster away from at least stabilizing against the Investigator. But it's just unthinkable that the opponent's draws didn't... Yeah, and also they have another clue in the bank. Killing off this Caryatid is not only clearing the way for the Arc Army, it's also taking away the mana from itself plus Cradle. Like it's a big beating here. Okay. We got destroyed there. Absolutely destroyed after the opponent missed their land drop. What can we do about that? If we're looking for more, I think this card should be good against removal. Maybe a card like, yeah, Pyrokinesis will be fine. There's a lot of decent cards here. What's the worst? Looks like Wasteland is also bad against that deck. And maybe I just want one more. Let's count green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so maybe I just want a forest in here and cut a spell. Could be Pyrokinesis, to be honest. Pitching a card against that deck doesn't seem like the best. Very attrition heavy. Ooh. Infinite mana, nothing to do with it. I feel like this is a mulligan, even though I hate mulliganing against decks like that. Oh, what's going on here? I can play turn 1, Ragavan and Champion. Okay. So I guess I hope my opponent doesn't have Fury. Ragavan and Champion. Yeah, I feel like that's the way to play. I'm gonna put it on the double striker. And then I hope my opponent's turn 1 play is land pass. Okay, fair enough. This guy really had my number. I had 0 chance to win these games. My draws were fine, right? I just had 0 chance. Sometimes, I mean, you just play your cards out and see if you win. And if the opponent doesn't have the answer, you win. If they have the answer, you can't win. So you have to kind of accept that. So yeah, I guess I'll play this out in the event my opponent doesn't do anything. The bat is quite annoying here. The opponent can most likely take my mana creature. What a beating. I haven't. So this match, I've destroyed my opponent twice, and I've like in the first match, and then this match, I've just gotten just completely destroyed, like no contest. But I guess the context rather here is more fun because I actually presented some super broken thing, right? Like the rush of going turn 1 Ragavan and Death Greeter's Champion, like 8 power turn 1 Ragavan, and basically saying, do you have the fear or not? That was a bigger rush than what my first round opponent had the pleasure of. So let's end step this once upon a time. I guess I just take the Taiga here. Have to draw so incredibly well from here. That is the start. That is the start. I'm gonna leave the bat in play. I'm losing hard to the investigator. That's the turn opponent. Land. Lumberjack is not quite what I wanted, but maybe a trace for a removal spell, and then my hamster can kind of get there. Oh, okay, fair enough. Good games. We got completely demolished here, but I guess that's the name of the game when you play Vintage Cube. Let's see if we can salvage a nice 2-1 in the last one. All right, round 3 after 2 severe beatings of my opponent and myself, respectively. Here we are for the last round of today. This hand is like decent because I can go turn 1 Lumberjack. I'll have a couple of draws in the meantime to kind of explode, and I can even play turn 3 Oliphant, which is not nothing. Firebolt in the meantime, and if Lumberjack gets killed, I'm sure I'll be fine. In the meantime, I play well from the top of my deck when it comes to Bombardier, Death Greeter Champion, Minsk and Boo, all of that jazz. Pretty well set up. My opponent's on the wall to 5 here, so if they're on some kind of creature deck where Firebolt trades 1 for 1, I really like my chances. If there's some kind of combo deck putting together stupid stuff like Flash Guy or Quick Reanimation, I can be in trouble here with my embarrassing hand in that context. Okay, Mountain Pass. And I draw Pest Infestation. I think I'll go for the upside here. The must kill from my opponent's point of view. Obviously, we know that it's not insane right now. Let's see if it's killed. It got killed there. Okay. Good old Bone Crusher. Tireless Tracker. That's not a bad draw because now I can go Arbor Elf, then next turn play Tracker, then play land. I think I'm going to cycle the Oliphant. Especially now, because now I want to go Tracker, Red Source, Firebolt. So let's take Taiga. Nice Pyrokinesis for later, who knows. Untap, Tracker, Blue, Firebolt, S. Super sweet turn after getting my Orcus Lumberjack killed. Develop a Tracker, get a little bit of value, kill the 2-drop that can get out of hand. This is fine. But let's see if the opponent has a better play than just the Crusher from exile. I can at the very least crack 2 clues, which is quite awesome. I guess I need the Tracker to survive. In order to have 2 clues. But yeah, Tracker, if this is like a fair matchup, like Black-Red, getting a Tracker going is a death sentence for that deck. Because if the Tracker finds more lands, I get more cards. If it doesn't find lands, that means I find spells, and they're in trouble, so it's a very, very strong card in a fair matchup. Here's Bone Crusher. Let's see if I can find a... Oh, wow. That's like my bane today. The Fury. Okay. Fury, getting rid of those two. Is a very decent comeback for the opponent. What can I do now? Okay. So I guess I crack this clue. Wasteland is not terrible. And then I can pass, and once upon a time before my turn, and kind of, let's say I have two good options, I can make my choice based on what the opponent does. So I'm basically keeping my options open on the one where I have agency, and I just crack the clue because I don't have control over what the top card is. Yeah, this is terrible. So I'm probably taking the 2/2. No, that was not a good hit. See if we can do better. Whoopsie. That is what I call doing better. The pyrokinesis even helps. Don't bolt me. Not get bolted there. So now the opponent's most likely in a spot where they think killing the hamster means they can kill Boo. But I have pyrokinesis, so that's not the case. Very, very good situation for me. Also, the opponent only has one card, so if that's a removal spell for Boo, I know I'm killing this Bowmaster and surviving with Minskin Boo here. Okay. I guess I eat my word here. If the opponent draws a land, I'm in trouble. They don't draw land. I really like my spot, so I guess fingers crossed. I'll develop the Wasteland in case of exactly Ursa Saga, so I can respond. Don't... Oh, okay. Too strong. Too strong. Okay. So Kolaghan's Command was one of the absolute best cards, like, just so strong. Well played by the opponent here. The question is, I think I have to, like, force the issue here. I don't like it, but I think I have to force the issue here. The reason for that being, I'm not sure I want my opponent to slow roll the Minskin Boo. The land was too powerful. I do have 4 time walks here against the Fury. I feel like the opponent should have played Fury to kill Boo and then attack my face here. Maybe I'm missing something. What can we draw? Death Greeter Champion. Not bad, not bad. So I think what I'm supposed to do here is no, what's this? Pest Infestation for 4 tokens. Then my opponent will attack, rightfully so. I'll block, then I'll start tracking back in the other direction. Ooh, Fury has crushed me today. What happens if I dash? But deer. Wow. Doesn't quite work though. So what happens if I go dash? Put a counter on this. Attack for a bunch. I think that will make my opponent play like slower, not attack with Fury. Maybe we can buy time and win. Yeah, I should do it on this, I feel like. I'm dashing. So this gets in for 4. This gets in for 4. Okay. Let's see if this Okay, so backup worked. I attack for 6, the opponent attacks for 6. Okay. I actually think I like trading damage here because I have Bombardier, but who knows? Taking 6 is a big chunk. I know I have a good play next turn. So I can go Bombardier. I can attack for 5. I can also attack for 6 and fling this. Okay, that doesn't work. The opponent's almost dead, but it's getting... Yeah, it's kind of close. There's also the argument I should have swung with everything. Play... Carry added. Maybe I just deal 4 to my opponent, actually. Maybe I just do like this. Yeah, I think I like this. My opponent's at 2, and I have a blocker. And I'm winning with very high likelihood next turn. My opponent would need to kill 2 things. Like, kill Bombardier, have a blocker for this, and they still die. I mean, 1 more blocker aside from that. Okay. So here's Fatal Push as the last card in the opponent's hand. Go to 10. The opponent has 6 damage, and I can finish the job here. Oof. Double Fury was tough. But I got there. Another red-black deck. What did I cut last time? Pyrokinesis? Yeah, I think that's okay against the deck that's looking to go Fatal Push this, Infernal Grasp that, Thoughtseize this. And I don't necessarily want to Pyrokinesis all that often. I think that what just happened there was like having Minsc and Boo and exactly Pyrokinesis and a red card in hand. Like, it was the perfect scenario for the card. Okay, up a game here. Let's see if we can escape with a winning record after getting furied early and often. Yeah, I really like this deck. I think the combination between the amount of acceleration, like early setup plays and payoff for exactly that, also not, let's say my first mana creature gets killed. It's not like I just lose with a bunch of 5s and 6s in hand. I actually have reasonable hard castable cards in the 2, 3, 4 column mainly. This is a good version of red green. All right, this is a bit land heavy. Hopefully, Once Upon a Time can find something cool. The opponent with the turn 1 Ragavan, which is kind of funny. Let's see what we can find here. So at least we can make it so that Ragavan is not connecting the second time in case my first card gets killed. Is that even good? Or is it better to get some actual stuff in hand? Yeah, I think I'm going to go for the champion. Then I'm going to go Ragavan with the intention of blocking. This reminds me of Legacy right when that card came out. It was a shit show with Gut Shot in the main deck, people's main decks and stuff like that. So, unfortunately, red-black is very good at clearing the way here. But I felt like I needed some action card here and not just Sylvan Carry at it. If my opponent can hit double removal, I guess it is what it is. Legolas's Quick Reflexes is a brick here. So now I play Pilgrim. With the intention of blocking, to the surprise of no one. The opponent with 4 mana on turn 3 here. Ragavan is one hell of a card. The Nimble Pilferer. I hope to not get pilfered anymore. I hope to either the opponent passes the turn or I get to trade. The opponent forces the issue. Like last game, let's see if they have a better one than Crusher. They don't. It's cool. I think the play here is to go tap land, hope my opponent plays more stuff, and then sweep him with Fiery Confluence. And then I can kind of play from there. Also, it doesn't look suspicious that I didn't play the champion because I played a tap land, so that is a good card that does not die to Confluence, unfortunately. So I take 8 here. Incredibly tough to come back from this, I feel like. Yeah, I'll play this as a 3/2 double striker. I'll play Arbor Elf, have as much mana as possible next turn. Who knows what I can draw? There's some combination of Nissa plus whatever I draw where developing Arbor Elf represents 2 mana, like 1 from itself, 1 from Cradle. I'm now looking to bring this game to some kind of stall where only the Raptor can attack. And I get that if the opponent attacks with the Raptor, I'm blocking with Champion, so... Okay, so there's both normal Fury and poor man's Fury there, and the opponent forces game 3. Ooh, what a beating. Does that change my perspective on Pyrokinesis, what just happened? I think I'm fine with my setup. I have good cards like Flame Tongue, Mind Collapse, my own pressure. I just need to, draw a little better, I guess. Okay, game 3, it all comes down to this, whether I leave with a winning record or a losing record. As always, I hope you like the content. I try to be as detailed as possible, as nuanced as possible, and, speak out my thoughts as much as possible. This hand is serviceable. I have some accelerants, and I don't care if they die. If they survive, I have huge potential with the top of my deck. If this gets into a long game, this is like having 6 lands, basically, so that's not really ideal. So I'm looking to draw something within the first couple of draws, I would say. Otherwise, the mana advantage doesn't work. It's definitely worth noting the opponent plays Fury and Pyrokinesis, so there's a high likelihood that these 2 creatures will get killed. Let's go turn 1 Avacyn's Pilgrim, mainly because it's my worst card if one of them has to get bolted or whatever. And I don't have any double red cards, like, for turn 3, so I can't get punished for playing out a non-red accelerant. There's Inquisition on the Ignoble, and now it's even more important than ever that I draw something good. Okay, Plunderer is fine here. Can get in for 1. So I guess theoretically, it was I'm supposed to attack first, that in case my opponent has pyrokinesis, then they can prevent 1 damage. It's not irrelevant to have good habits like that. Here's Magda. Okay. So those two are kind of cool together. Okay, this is a May ability. That's actually kind of cool. Can we do it? Yes. Nice draw. Bombardier. So here I feel like I just sack the treasure to kill 4 blocks. Opponent takes 6. Pretty nice to have this must kill, but then again, we're playing against a Fury deck, so I'm not gonna count my chickens before they hatch. If I don't get Furied here, I like my spot, because then all of a sudden, the opponent's getting dangerously close to dying to Fiery Confluence. There's Infernal Grasp, the opponent's down to 11. There's Inti, okay. I'm gonna say yes. I'm really just trying to finish my opponent off here. Ragavan is a good draw. So, funnily enough, I also attack with the Pilgrim here. Dash Ragavan. Attack with everybody. Yes. The opponent goes to 10. So if my opponent eats the Pilgrim here, they take 4 and go to 6, which is good math with the Confluence, so that's why I can get in there. The opponent's at 7. I don't think I play this land. There's like Tracker in my own deck, but maybe the opponent has something like Hymn or Mind Twist, but it looks like it'll be bad for the opponent to use their mana on Hymn or Mind Twist here. I think there's a slightly bigger chance that the landfall comes into play. It's always cool to think about like pros and cons of playing it out versus keeping it. Let's see what the opponent can find on top. Hopefully not something insane they can then reanimate for profit. Ooh, they leave the card. I'm scared. And there's Grief getting rid of Fiery Confluence. Very clutch. So now I deal 3 damage. Put my opponent to 4. Can I draw something? I can't. Commercial District, my turn. Have a look. So this card theoretically get rid of a blocker if my opponent's out is double blocking. It's very bad against my opponent having a removal, though. Putting my opponent to 4, rather. Here's the card my opponent left on top. Fury will crush me. Yeah, speaking of crushing. Yeah, that was my hope that it was just like some random creature to play, because then I could go Legolas's Reflexes, kill one of them, get in for more like menace damage, right? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't work. Untap target creature. Until end of turn, against Hexproof Reach, and you can tap it to deal. Yeah, it doesn't really work here. I mean, I can use it as a bad removal spell for... No, I can't because it's menace. Never mind. Yeah, this sucks. I have Firebolt in my deck that wins the game. But I think that's about it. The opponent wants to attack for 7. What can I draw? I can draw Forest. Then I can put my opponent to 3. I don't know if something ends the game on 3 that didn't do it on 4. The cool thing is if I draw some good haster, this reflex can protect against a removal spell, but I'm not too excited here. Rabble Master, so now my opponent can attack for 8. Feel like I should accept that and try and spike it. Nah, it was not meant to be here. I got smoked. 2 tough matchups. Like the Fury matchups are very tough. And things just didn't break my way here in the last one when it comes to like land spell ratio. This Fiery Confluence getting grief there in the mid game was brutal. That was like my end game, and then I chose to keep this card on top. Decided to play around some kind of creature to the board that wasn't a removal spell immediately, but you can argue it was wrong. I thought it was okay rather than a random card. And in a longer game, even if I draw like some haster, this will counter like any removal spell at that point and maybe get in for the last points of damage. So all in all, I liked how I drafted. I liked how I played for the most part. It was an awesome deck. Sometimes the difference between 1 and 2 and 3 and 0 is like razor thin, right? Sometimes you 3-0 and you feel like, did I get away with something here? And this deck was definitely better than a 1-2 on average. So, but that's why we play out the games and why the game is so awesome. Speaking of awesome, thanks so much for watching. You guys are awesome, and I hope to see you back on the channel next time for some more sweet magic. Bye, guys.